What's up, you guys? It's Friday. We're back at it again with travel day. Not travel mode because we just can't do that right now. That's also the topic of this video. When can we travel again, and when will things be back to normal? It was recently announced that United was cutting their flight route by 90% in June of this year. So what does that really mean? We won't be flying anywhere near how we used to fly until at least after June, at the minimum. It's not just United cutting flights. Most other airlines have significantly reduced their operating capacity right now. There will be less planes in the sky for months. This obviously does help with pollution caused by planes just a little bit, but there's also a little consequence that I didn't know about. It affects the accuracy of our weather predictions. We have less real-time info to know for our weather predictions. Planes would gather a lot of info and they would send it down to our weather stations so that they could analyze it and figure out what the weather might be coming up. With less planes, we have less reports and less data to analyze. I guess that's just a little bit of fun information, not necessarily relevant, but still pretty good. Back to the question at hand though, when can we travel again? Come the summer, there are experts saying that the virus should die down a bit. However, there are still researchers out there learning more and more about this virus every single day. So take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Try to find most of your information from a .edu site or a scientific journal to avoid the spread of misinformation. Let's go under the assumption we can fly in the summer for most trips. That seems to be the most likely case, that we can at least travel just a little bit in the summer, maybe not as much as we're planning to, but you can leave your house. However, in places like Hawaii, there's still going to be that 14-day quarantine. Hawaii is probably not a place you want to go right now because of that quarantine, especially if you're only going there for 5 days. You'll be in quarantine for all of it. Plus, you can get a hefty fine if you decide you don't want to listen to the authorities. They have yet to announce a specific date for when they're opening things back up for no quarantines. Okay, well, what about Florida? Well, I mean, they do have a good portion of their beaches open right now. Some places like Marco Island have all public beaches closed. It's kind of a town decision. However, if you get access to a private beach, then you can still go on it. Interesting. I mean, we don't really need to go into details about how Florida didn't really shut down, but if you travel there, then it's sort of up to you at that point to try to keep yourself as safe as possible. Let's take a look at what airlines are doing to keep us safe. First of all, Southwest is providing you with a list of destinations that are currently experiencing travel disruptions. For example, on March 22nd, Southwest stopped all flights to Nassau in the Bahamas, but they will be opening flights back up on June 7th. You can get all this information from their website for the places they have listed. Some places you can't even fly with Southwest until late June. The tips for going on a plane are simple: be safe and wear a mask. Stay away from other people in the airport too, if possible. Most airlines have started cleaning their planes much more thoroughly. This is really a good thing to prevent the lingering COVID-19 being in the air, because we know it can stay alive in the air for quite some time. If you can do it, then try and sit far away from people. Don't sit right next to the person. I know Southwest, you choose your own seat, but I mean, just choose a seat not next to somebody if you can. Most people just won't be traveling right now, so there's relatively good odds that you will be able to stay a decent ways away from other people. Now, the next question that we need answers is, when can we stop worrying about this virus? That's a more difficult one. From all the research you can do online, we should be aware of this virus up until they have a cure for it. I mean, unless there is a cure, then we could all just continue to get this virus. It seems as though these social distancing practices that we currently hopefully abide by will be put in place for a long time. It's best to really continue practices like this for, really, as far as I know, like next year. It will certainly have a dramatic impact on our daily lives for a long time. However, as long as we keep ourselves safe, wash our hands, wear a mask, and just don't, go out if you're sick, we should be able to stay pretty safe from this thing. Going to the grocery store and then washing your hands after, plus wearing a mask, is the safest way to prevent yourself and prevent others around you from getting the infection. Plus, if you're feeling any type of under the weather, just don't go anywhere. I mean, stay inside and get better. Having a delivery service or a friend that can pick something up for you, it would be perfect. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed learning a little bit about what some airlines are doing, then give it a little like down below. Also, comment down below, I wash my hands, so I know that you and I are both being safe. Until next time.